What's up, y'all? It's Otaku Tavern back at you with another video. Another live stream. Gonna play some more Sonic, and today we have a topic. We are going to do part 5 of the past dating experience. I talked about this probably about 2 weeks ago, almost going on now. It's been a bit, week and a half. So we're going to get into this. So if you like the type of content that I create, hey, how's it going? Make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff, right? And share it, all that good stuff. Hopefully we can get, keep doing this and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, before I start into this, I want to say that as far as the past dating experiences go, I don't have much more left of these to go. I've about talked about every kind of toxic relationship I've been in. Some of these other ones, these last 4, I think 4 or 5, I think it was, 5, my bad. These last 5 are going to be really, well, technically 4, because I'll be talking about 2 people in one video. So these next 4 videos, we will definitely be talking about that kind of stuff. Now, I don't know when the other parts are going to come out, obviously, but yeah, just watch out for them if you like this type of content. So yeah, anyway, this takes place when I was 17, actually. So I guess what I'll do is I'm going to start from the very, very beginning. And like I said, this starts when I'm 17, and I had recently moved from the town I grew up in to another town. Sorry, I don't know why I'm stumbling on my words today. Anyway, sorry, people are messaging me on Discord. But like, yeah, one thing I want to mention also is, not only does this take place when I was 17, but this also takes place when I had, gotten out of a relationship from my older town, right?
I've heard similar of you.
And
let's keep this civil.
It was very new to me. It was extremely hard to adapt, and it was just, it was awful. But to continue the story, so I moved to this other town, and I was still in school, obviously, and problems in school, but I noticed when I moved to this other town, that's when I started having like a lot of, but it wasn't really like too much. I mean, I didn't really take any kind of garbage, so it's like, yeah, it didn't really go anywhere on that part. But like when I moved to this town, it was, dang it, it was really bad. Like I wish that I kind of didn't move at the same time, but like it's whatever. Anyway, so I'm going to this new school, right? And I didn't you know, I was single at the time, obviously, and so I was just chilling. It was an art class one day, and this new girl comes in, and she was blonde. She weighed about 130 something pounds. She was really light. And I thought she was cute and stuff, right? I didn't know her or anything, but I was like, well, she's pretty cute, you know. So I was like, you know, I was sitting there in art class, and I'm sorry, that song still slaps. I can't get over it. Anyway, it's so nostalgic for me. But anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about the song. So yeah, I was sitting there in art class, and I didn't have a cell phone at the time, right? And so, cause this was, you know, 2010. The song does slap. I know, yeah, it's just so nostalgic for me, because, you know, the original Supersonic Racing song like that, you know, it's just glad to see it back. But anyway, like, yeah, sorry, I got off track. But that song just slaps so hard. But anyway, I was sitting there, and I was actually talking to a group of individuals about a band, and I wasn't really friends with these people I was talking to. It was kind of just small talk, I guess, you know, because I was new as well, and I was just,
never again.
It was just a really bad experience for me. I'll probably tell that sometime, but like, anyway, so I kept, you know, noticing this girl, like, you know, she was new, she was kind of shy at first, and I got a piece of paper. You know, back in my day, you know, before the text messages and the socials and all that garbage, we well, besides Facebook, but what we did was we wrote handwritten notes, you know, and anyway, so I wrote this girl a note, right? And I tossed it to her, because I wasn't the really type that really cared if teachers saw that crap, because like that stuff just didn't embarrass me, I don't guess. I mean, you know, you're looking for a woman, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I didn't really care anything about art class anyway, or really, to be honest, I didn't really care about most things in school, but unless it was like something I knew I would use. But anyway, this girl, she read the note, and I saw her writing back, and I was like, okay, that's a good sign, you know, she's writing back and stuff. So I sent her a note, and I was like, hey, you know, what are you interested in, like all that kind of stuff, right? And she wrote back all that stuff, right? And she someone she's into and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, wasn't really a whole lot in common. I mean, there was some stuff in common, but at least there was some stuff, you know. But anyway, so honestly, I wish I had not done this at this point, because it would have saved me a whole lot of hardship. And man, dude, that's just, That song is so good. Sorry, I'm really distracted from the story. I apologize, y'all. Maybe I shouldn't have picked Sonic Racing to play to do this. I probably should have picked Virtua Fighter, I guess, or something else. But anyway, so she wrote me a note back, and she was like, yeah, she was like, come sit with me at lunch. We'll talk and stuff. So I was like, oh, okay, you know, that's a good sign, you know. So I was like, okay, you know, I was happy and whatnot. And lunch came around. I sat with her. You know, we talked about just different things. And she said, do you want to come over after school? And I was like, well, where do you live? I mean, I'm kind of on my feet here, so she was like, oh, I live on such and such street, and I was like, okay, where's that at? I said, I'm new here. I don't really belong in this town. You're gonna have to kind of help me out. And she explained where it was at, and to the best she could, because she was new too. And I later had to ask somebody where that was, because I honestly didn't know. And it was actually like right down the road from me, to be honest. It was crazy how that ended up, but yeah, it was literally right down the road from me. And so I walked down there, and you know, we started spending time together. I met her parents. Very, very weird individuals. Very, put it this way, they showed a lot of red flags, put it that way. Like, I mean, I wasn't really gonna talk to them much. I wasn't really there for them, so I was like, whatever. And you know, the dad started telling me the story about how he had his you know what pierced. And I was like, look, man, I was like, dude, I was like, I didn't really come here for jokes. I was like, and that's kind of weird to say. And he was like, no, I'm serious. He's like, you don't believe me? I was like, no, dude, no, I don't believe you. And kid you not, man, this dude, he proved it. I'll just say that. He proved it. And I felt so disgusted at the time. And I remember I got her to the side, and I was like, is your parents always like that? And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, just how your dad was. Like, does he always act like that? And she was like, yeah, sadly. And I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, I was like, okay, so, you know, I was like, whatever, I'll ignore him. Doesn't really matter, I don't guess. He didn't really seem to like me, I guess because I didn't believe him or something. But anyway, so we fast forward to, like, you know, weeks and months in school and stuff. You know, we talked, and come to find out, you know, we started going to this thing. It was called trade school, right? And it was where you could, like, learn a trade, like if you wanted to do a certain type of career in life, right? I had picked like an electrician class at the time. Anyway, so she had picked, like, I think it was a baking class. So this was kind of a red flag for me, the fact that she was going on 18 years old and didn't know how to cook anything, right? It was kind of a red flag for me. But I was like, I just kind of choked it up to, well, maybe because she was autistic, right? So I was like, well, I'll give the girl a break. And I was like, no, she's probably just trying to learn, you know, to where she could cook for a future husband or something. Well, come to find out, she met these guys or something in that class or something, and or some class beside of it or something, and come to find out, you know, she ended up breaking up with me for one of these dudes, and I was like, okay, whatever, I guess. So I just kind of carried on. That guy fell through. Then she came right back to me. I was like, you know, well, why do you want me back? I mean, you're the one who left me. Like, she's like, I don't really know, to be honest. She's like, I was stupid and all that. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I was like, I gave her a second chance, you know. Gosh, I shouldn't have done that. Sorry, my nose is itching. I hate when you're itching when you're playing a game, especially a race game. Anyway, she was like, oh, I'm sorry about it. I was like, okay, whatever, you know, just, it's water under the bridge, you know, kind of thing. Just kind of focus on the here and now, I guess. So we hung out a lot and stuff, and then this happened like 2 more times, right? And I was like, look, you know, you're obviously like not wanting me as much as you claim, because you keep continuing to leave these individuals, like, you know, like these dudes for so and so, like, and I'm not the only one. She left me for 2 different guys, and then she left these other guys for, you know, it was kind of like a domino effect. Like, it was like 4 different people, right? And this other guy, he moved there, like somewhere, I don't know where, but his name was like Jiraiya or something. I don't know, some white dude, I don't know. She got with him, and then this girl's sister wanted me to come over. Her sister liked me too, but I wasn't going to date her because she was too young for me, right? And anyway, you know, me and her sister would talk and stuff, and just about like whatever, you know, like just random things. And she was like, yeah, I really miss you with my sister and stuff. And I was like, you know, I was like, you say that, but I was like, you know, you kind of seem like you're into me, I'm not gonna lie. And she was like, yeah, she didn't really want to say too much about it, I guess, because she didn't want to upset her sister, I reckon. And keep this in mind, by the way. This girl's sister. This will be talked about again later on in the story. So I would go over there and just kind of talk with her and stuff, you know, keep her company, because she didn't really have any friends to talk to. And that I didn't really see anything wrong with just, we didn't really talk about anything bad or nothing. So this went on for like a little while, and then her sister, the one I dated, she ended up wanting to get back with me yet again. And I was like, why do you want to get back with me again? Because obviously, like I said before, you don't want to be with me. I mean, and she was like, no, I do. And I was like, you know, there wasn't really any other girls in my area that I could talk to. Like I said, I was new, y'all, and I was in an area that I didn't know anything about, right? And this was all kind of foreign to me, because I wasn't used to this town. I didn't know anybody here. And So I was like, what the hell, you know, I'll give it one more shot. So me and this girl, we end up going to the school dances together. We ended up going to prom together. You know, the same thing happened yet again. And
You shirk your royal duties
I
to
was
partake
like,
in racing.
yeah, I'm
Let my
done
brother
here.
conquer
I'm
the
done.
world, and you'll be
And
free to play all you like.
fast forward to I was about 19, 20. I think I was 20. So actually, yes, I was 20. I remember that. Yes, I was 20. And oh man, that wind is really helping me drift. Anyway, so I was actually sitting up because, like I said, I've always sat up real late. I never really went to bed early much. That just wasn't me. I mean, I did when I was a kid, but when I was like started to be 16, I pretty much stayed up till like 1, 3 o'clock in the morning, right? I mean, I still stay up till like not 3, but around at least about 2 a.m. But I don't know why I'm saying that. That's not really important. But anyway, so I was sitting there watching TV. I can tell you exactly the movie I was watching. I was watching Saw 2, and because that's one of my favorite franchises. I'm not big on the horror, but I think that one really has a good message if you look for it. But anyway, I was sitting there watching that, and I got a knock on my window, like my actual window, my bedroom window, right? And I was like, who the hell is knocking on my bedroom window? It kind of freaked me out. Like I thought it was some random like person, because like the town I moved in, it just, I don't know, it seemed like a bad area to live in. It's like, then I found out it's like, oh, there's just nothing but a bunch of, you know, drug addicts and snobby middle class there, right? Anyway, I opened the window because I saw someone out there, right? And it was a female, right? And I was like, I cracked it a little bit. I was like, who the heck? What the heck? And I found out it was GeorgiaLei and her sister, the sister that I was telling you that I talked to, kept her company, you know, gave her a friend to talk to and stuff, right? So I was like, what the hell are you doing here? I was like, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, right? And she was like, can I come in? I was like, why? I was like, why do you need to come in my house? I was like, you're not even with me no more. And she was like, she's like, I need to get away from my dad. And I was like, okay. I was like, what's the problem? You know, you're kind of disturbing me at 1 o'clock in the damn morning, so there better be a damn good reason why you're sitting here going to kind of ask me, you know, to come inside, right? So I let him in, but I'll tell you what she told me. Her sister, she spoke up before I let him in, right? She's like, Dad's mad, and he hit GeorgiaLei, and because GeorgiaLei said this too. And I asked the sister, because the sister she was kind of more reliable. I was like, is this true? And she was like, yeah, sadly it is. Do you see? And I let him in, right? Because I was friends with the sister. That's why I let him in, right? And I sat there and I talked with him for a while, and come to find out, she told me that this other guy that she left me for ended up cheating on her. And I was like, you know, look, I was like, that's not my problem. I was like, I'm not going to talk about relationship stuff with you because obviously you don't want to be with me, so I don't see a point. And come to find out, we started talking again about this. She didn't let it go, right? And she was like, well, she's like, can you walk me to my grandmother's house? I was like, where the hell is that? I said, I was like, you're asking me to walk you to a place I don't know where it's at. And, so I kind of started getting kind of fed up because, like, I didn't know this town, and I didn't even want to be there. I didn't want to live in that town. I wanted to go back to where I was from, right? Back to where my friends and all that kind of mess was, right? And, well, acquaintances, I guess you could say. But she told me where it was, and I was like, look, I'll walk you there, but you're going to have to lead the way. I don't know this town. So she's like, okay, yeah. And so she led the way, and she, come to find out, the grandmother wasn't no good either, right? The grandfather and the grandmother wasn't no good. And they wouldn't let her in. And I was like, okay, so they're not going to let you in, so I walk here for nothing. So what the hell are we doing now? Because it was at this point, it was 1:30 something in the morning, and I was tired. I wanted to go to bed. Like that was the time I was getting ready to go to bed, and I wanted to go to bed, right? And she was like, well, she's like, I guess I'll just have to sleep in the car out back. I was like, the car out back? You're going to sleep in the car out back? And she's like, yeah. I was like, do you realize how effing cold it is out here right now? And she was like, well, it's got heat. I was like, I just kind of shook my head in disbelief. I was like, I said, so let me get this straight. You're going to sit here, and I mean, I get it, you know what your dad did. You obviously can't go back there at the moment. But you're going to sit here and, stay in this car all night. She was like, yeah. She was like, I don't really have anywhere else to go unless you want to invite me in your warm bed. I was like, yeah, not a chance. I was like, not a chance. I was like, we've done dated up to 6-7 times at this point. And like I said, this was when I was extremely young, right? And it was just, it was crazy. And anyway, they ended up doing it, and it was crazy, y'all. Like, I actually checked up on them because, like I said, I was friends with the sister, right? I wasn't going to be heartless about it. But, like, even though I guess I probably should have not to the sister, because the sister didn't do anything wrong. But, to this girl, GeorgiaLei, who was my ex, right? And okay, I've never done this right before. Anyway, so I wish that the story stopped here. Sadly, the story does not. So, fast forward a couple of other years, I started to date this girl. Her name was Destiny, right? And she come to find out, I can't really say what she was on stream, but it wasn't good, so to say. Anyway, this girl had ended up giving me strep throat because we went to the freaking fair and shared a drink and whatnot, and I ended up getting strep throat from her. So that was bad. And anyway, so sorry, I'm trying to focus here a little bit. These people are shooting these freaking weapons at me. And come to find out, this girl, GeorgiaLei, had went to the fair. And I had just gotten off of a ride. Like, it was, I'm like, my mom took me at the time, because that's where I lived. And then my siblings at the time, when they were really young, right, really little. I just got off a ride with them, and because this Destiny girl, she left or something. She had to go home. But anyway, so this girl GeorgiaLei literally fell off of a ride, right? She fell off of a ride, and her sister was there. Her sister saw me and walked up to me, and she was like, "Hey," she's like, "Can I get your help?" And she was like, "I didn't expect to see you here." I was like, "Yeah, what's going on?" She was like, she's like, "My sister fell off a ride and all this stuff." And I was like, "Look," I was like, "no disrespect to you, but I was like, I don't care." Like, I was like, "I hope she's okay. I hope she's well. I hope she's fine and doesn't have any broken bones or anything. I wished her well." But I was like, I am not going over there to help. I was like, and come to find out, the sister, GeorgiaLei, came over there right to me and was like totally fine, right? And all this stuff, and because she played with my emotions, right? So I wasn't gonna help. I mean, like, call that bad, I guess, if you want to. I mean, I guess it was, but like, I mean, you know, when somebody plays with your emotions like that, I mean, that's just, I guess that's how you turn out, I guess, towards them. But anyway, fast forward to a couple of days, she tries getting back with me again, right? And I was like, no, not doing it. I'm with someone now. And she was like, oh. And I was like, yeah. I was like, you don't stay anyway. And come to find out, this Destiny girl, she had ended up cheating on me, like a lot of other ones did, I talked about, right? And that is when the story that I told about this girl Kristen cuts into play. This is when I started dating her after Destiny. That's when this whole story of Kristen takes place, that I talked about in one of my previous dating experience videos. And you already know what happened with that, so I'm not really going to talk about that. But anyway, like I mentioned before, she cheated, broke up, and all that. So we ended up, you know, me and that GeorgiaLei girl, she ended up talking to me, trying to talk to me over and over and over again, right? And I was like, yeah, you know, I was like, you just leave, right? And she eventually stopped, and then she got back together with me. And then come to find out, she left me again for this guy named Brandon, someone that she was dating. She kept dating on and off, and she left him for other people, and then left me for other dudes. You know, there was like 2 or 3 guys that just kept getting the same treatment, right? And come to find out, this guy is the guy she's married to now, this Brandon, right? And they actually lived beside my mother, and before I moved out, and so she was literally my neighbor. Didn't spoke a word to her though. She's very awful to her kids, like very bad to her kids. So I was like, yep, praise the Lord, I dodged a bullet there. Damn. I was glad I dodged a bullet there, but anyway, I wish the story had ended there yet again, but nope, it didn't. So this girl ended up getting a job at the local gas station at the time, right? Where I used to live and stuff, right? Get that out of here. And whatnot, so I barely won that. Anyway, so this was when, now this takes place in 2019, right? Where she had a job at this gas station. So I saw her in there. This was when I had been newlywed to my wife now. Sorry, I had to get a drink. And I told my wife, I said, I'm not going over there. And she was like, why? I was like, that woman there, that's one of the women I told you about that I dated. I was like, I am not going up there. I'm not doing it. And she was like, okay, well, I'll just do it. So she did it. And this girl, this GeorgiaLei, she saw that. She saw that. She saw I did not want to walk up there and talk to her, right? And, so she ended up adding me on Facebook after that. And I've never been a social media person. I mean, I've dabbled in Facebook before, but like not really all that much, right? I mean, mainly for like wallpaper groups or something. But anyway, she added me and started talking. I was like, look, I was like, I'm married, I don't want to talk to you. And I just blocked her, right? And then she added me on another account. She was like, hey, do you have a money that I can get some cigarettes with? I was like, why the hell would I mean, like, first of all, you shouldn't be smoking. I was like, I'll tell you that now. I mean, I don't really care what you think, but I was like, second of all, like, don't ask me for money like that. I was like, number one, even if I was with you, I wouldn't give it to you for that reason. And two, I was like, why the hell would I give you money after you all the emotional pain you put me through? Why would I do that, right? Anyway, so
When did you get there?
we kind of splitted ways. Last I seen her was the night of that tornado that I went through, right? Apparently her and her children were literally thrown from their house, like literally, like, and that was when they were neighbors, right? Like, I mean, it not only picked my house up, but it completely picked theirs up, and I mean, it chucked theirs. I guess I'm glad I didn't meet that same fate, because I probably would have died if that was the case in the house I was in. But, yeah, that's messed up for asking the money for cigarettes. Yeah, I know, right? But, like, it's really stupid. And she asked me, she was like, and this was when I just kind of forgot all about it. I didn't care. You know, this was 2021 when this tornado happened, and it was about to be 22. It was in December of 21. And she saw me, and she was like, hey, she was like, have you seen my kids? I was like, nope. She was like, if you see him, can you tell him I'm looking for him? I was like, yeah, I'll do that. I mean, it's a kid, so I'll do it. And I never found him, by the way. But she was like, aren't you going to ask if I'm alright? And I was like, you look pretty fine to me. I mean, if anything, what you should be asking if I'm alright. I was in a freaking mobile home. Like, you were in a house. Like, but, anyway, I'm not gonna get into that. Like, it didn't really turn into anything, any kind of argument or nothing. It was just, I didn't really care. Right? And, crap. Sorry, I'm really focusing, y'all. But, yeah. Like, she ended up, leaving me alone. Praise the Lord. But, that's where the story ends. So, you're probably wondering, you know, why didn't I cut this off earlier than I did? The reason I didn't do it that like when I should have is simply due to the fact that I did, like I said, I didn't really know what much to do because the girl that I was missing was in another town and all that stuff, right? So, when I first met this GeorgiaLei anyway, I was thinking about that girl in another town. But, it was really crazy that she asked me for cigarettes, though. Like, because it was just, it was kind of really random and just, I don't know, why would you kind of ask somebody, I don't know, the nerve of some of these fake people, y'all, is just, it's really appalling. But, it's really crazy, but anyway, so she ended up, putting me through a lot of emotional pain. Not nowhere near as much as the first story I told, the one with the Victoria girl. Any of the stories I tell you about any of these exes, none of them will top that one. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that now. None of them made me feel so worthless like that one did. None of them hurt me as bad as that one did, right? And so it was just, okay, that hit him, but he didn't even slow down. So yeah, she put me through a lot of stuff. Come to find out, she did end up cheating on me several times. I ended up finding that out. Her sister told me, and I was like, well, why didn't you tell me this sooner? And she was like, my sister told me she would do this or that if I told you. And I was like, well, you should have told me anyway, really, to be honest. So, for the longest time, like every time this girl sees me out, she still was like, hey, she doesn't like have a crush on me anymore. Now that she's like got some dude or something, but
Yeah, I did it!
it was just, oh my gosh, dude, okay, well that'll work. It was just really weird that, in that moment, but like anyways, yeah, so that's where the story ends pretty much. But, yeah, If you only wanted to hear the story, then I suggest, yeah, I've been streaming about 45 minutes now, so yeah, probably a 45-minute mark, I'd assume. It's probably when the story will stop, like I said, so. Anyway. A lot of these stories I've been through are just kind of really crazy, but nope, shield it. Doesn't help it. Oh, I got second. Sorry you went through all that loot? Yeah, it's alright, Rosa. It's not your fault. I'm over it. I'm way over it, to be honest. Yeah. So yeah, that ends that story there. Anyway, other than that, how is, everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing good. That's good, that's good. Finally I got enough of that. Bam. Yeah, I'm doing good. Nice, nice.
Can do.
Yeah, I just been kind of chilling today, I guess. Going to do my Bible study shortly.
This'll be over soon enough.
Good news is I finished a ton, I mean a ton of edits today. So definitely expect some more edits. I'm not gonna really tell what edits I did. No, Rosa, I have not done any more dudes yet. Before you ask. Crap. Yeah, anyway, I just been working on some edits. I still got more I'm working on. I'll tell you what, I'm actually working on, I'll tell you one I am working on. I can tell one I'm working on, but I ain't gonna tell the one I got done. One of them I'm working on right now is a,
I say we go this way.
hang on, I think her name is Canula. I think that's how you pronounce it, from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, the vampire chick, right? I'm working on an edit of her, so I'll probably finish that one tonight, honestly. I'll probably go and work on some edits when I get done. Flip screen, but yeah, I got quite a few edits done, so I might see. I guess I might see if a friend wants to. Crap! Ran right into that. Let's see if a friend wants to. Damn it!
When did you get there?
Let me see if a friend wants to chat.
Cool.
But, yeah, what I'll probably do, honestly, now is I will probably just go ahead and end the stream here since the topic is over. So YouTube update will be tomorrow. Tomorrow is December, right? Is it really? Yeah, it's December. December 1st tomorrow. So tomorrow will be channel update, and kind of want to start talking about some things I'm going to start, like I said, you know, during the new year, some of which will start next month actually. I went over some of it in a video I did, I don't know, a week or two ago. So yes, we will be doing that tomorrow. I'll probably just do a hangout chill as well tomorrow, and I will talk about that as well in the video. But I'll probably title it YouTube update and chill, I guess. But hope everybody enjoyed the topic. At the same time, I like telling this stuff to where people know to avoid red flags, obviously. Like, I should have avoided the red flags. Like, the fact, you know, her parents was like that. The fact that she, was doing this kind of stuff, talking to all these other dudes from the trade school, like 2 or 3 other guys, right? I should have done that, because, like, see, the last girlfriend that I did had before that, she didn't really talk to all these guys like that, right? So I kind of wasn't used to that, but at least so I thought anyway. But that's a video for another day. But yeah, anyway, like I say, let me tell you something, y'all. If her family is very weird, if they're like in the sense of
I can still fix this.
They're doing things they shouldn't be, they're toxic, narcissistic, or whatever. Like, these people were telling me things that I didn't even really need to know. They, you know, they were very toxic. I could say that now. They were very narcissistic people, very unclean people at that. That was a big pet peeve of mine. I don't like very unclean people like that. But, so, yeah, make sure you guys stay away from these red flags, because, I mean, like I say, I'm going to do a video talking about every red flag I have dealt with in a video, and this is going to be combined with every ex I've ever had. So, if you're wondering why I don't sit here and start kind of talking about more about the red flags and these videos like this, it's because I plan to just dedicate an entire video about it. That way I don't have to just make the video longer than it has to be. and that way I can just kind of knock it all out in one go, right? So, yeah, anyway, we'll definitely, we'll talk about that sometime. Like I said, we'll talk about the future of the channel, what's coming, what's coming next, and all that good stuff tomorrow. So, I'm hoping I can stream pretty early tomorrow. Nope, get that out of here. We'll see. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here, and God bless you all, and I will see you all next time. Peace.